Welcome, welcome. Woo! Welcome back.
Welcome, welcome.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hello, hello, hello. This is where you say welcome.
Oh yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome,
Right, yeah.
Hot Shot Secret fan.
We've got storms rolling in from the right.
Living right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science
That's
here.
very true.
We better be able to get two people on one train somehow.
A lot of hard work that went into this. You know, it's something that we've been chasing for a year and a half to try to get this truck in the threes.
We are live.
We are live.
Welcome, Hot Shot Secret fans.
Yeah.
We are live today. We got a special episode talking new product.
New product. That's right, Eric. We're talking about our Blue Diamond 10W30 oil as a new product added to the line. And just wanted to come back live to you guys once again. It's been a few weeks since our last Facebook Live.
Yeah. Josh, Eric here. And I know this looks familiar, but this is a new product. It's a 1030. But we'll get into that here in a minute. So as always, we want to know where you're watching from.
Absolutely. Comment below. Let us know where you're watching from. And as always, we are dual streaming here on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video. Hit the subscribe button over on YouTube to get updates from us on all our upcoming content. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
That's right. All right, so before we jump into Blue Diamond 1030 and our other viscosities we got, let's first, Josh, break it down. We have a green diamond line of oils, our blue diamond, a black diamond. What's the difference here? What are you looking at?
Okay, so we'll start out with our green diamond line. There's actually two different variations of that. We have a semi-synthetic, which is a group 2, group 3 blend, and then a full synthetic, which is a full group 3 blend. And when we talk about groups of oils, so groups of oils are like group 1's like a crude oil. Group 2 is your conventional oil that everyone known for years and years and years. And then in the late 80s, early 90s, we started making synthetics.
Yeah, that fancy
more and more
stuff.
synthetics. And that's kind of a, without getting too nerdy on you guys, it's a lot like saying, what is a black Angus cow? I took a weird
I don't know
turn.
where you're going with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
But go ahead.
Okay, so in the store, you can buy black Angus beef.
Okay.
And as long as the cow is 50% black, it's considered black Angus.
Okay. Sure. So
Sure.
there's a minimum to
A
make
minimum
a claim,
to
right?
make a claim, basically.
That's where you're going with that?
That's where
Okay.
I'm going with that. So a synthetic oil, a lot of them out there will have a little bit of synthetic and a lot of conventional oil, and they're called a
But
synthetic
they're claiming a synthetic oil.
claiming synthetic
Right.
oil, where our full Group 3 green diamond is 100% Group 3 oil, synthetic oil.
No conventional in there.
No conventional in there.
Yeah, and in the green diamond, we do have a 1540, 540, and a 1030.
Correct. So we got the full lineup for most diesel needs. I will say that all these oils we're mentioning are all diesel based. So they have a CK4 package in it, which is the newest technology out there as far as a detergent package. All the new engines require that. And it's also backwards compatible, back to J and I, CKI and CKJ compatibility.
And I'll add, they all are available on our website.
That's right.
You're not going to find them in retailers. You'll find them on hotshotsecret.com and through our certified dealer network across the country.
Yeah, there's actually a couple garages out there that use the green diamond as
Their house.
Their house
House
oil.
food.
Yep.
That's
So
it.
you go get an oil change from them. You'll get green diamond. You can upgrade to a blue diamond possibly, depending.
So, yeah, speaking of which, that's green diamond. Now, next step up is going to be our blue diamond, which is where we have our new product. What's special about the blue diamond?
So it's 100% Group 4, a PAO or a polyalpha-olefin.
Welcome,
Say
welcome.
that 10
Woo!
times fast.
Welcome
Good.
back.
Yeah.
And what that is it's a completely man-made oil, basically. So we're taking crude oil, it goes through a process of manufacturing, and each and every molecule is exactly the same size.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Which
good
I'm sure that's going to help with friction and efficiencies. And
Yep. And also, when we get to a Group 4 oil, it doesn't take very many viscosity modifiers to get it to a point of what we need. And viscosity modifiers is one of the things that breaks down really fast in a conventional type oil. a Group 2 or a Group 3 oil. Those oils take a lot of viscosity modifiers to be able to take from your warm temperatures to your winter weight of oil.
And the good thing about an oil like this, where we don't need very many viscosity modifiers, is it allows room in the formula to put a bunch of other good stuff in there.
Right.
So a little bit more robust additive package, our FR3, for example.
Yeah, so actually all the oils, no matter what you get from us, it has our FR3. As we said, we put it in everything.
Right.
If it's an oil, it's got FR3, well, that's what we do here. So no need to add anything else to the oil. As far as additive, you don't need to add more FR3. You don't have to run stiction eliminator with it as well. If you're doing like an initial clean out and you say I got an older vehicle, you can run a 2 ounce per quart of oil for stiction eliminator, so a half
Maintenance
dosage.
dose.
Maintenance
Yeah.
dosage, yep.
Yeah, Terry chimed in and said he's got a bunch of oil, just got delivered. Terry, what are you using? You got green diamond, blue diamond, black diamond. We even got a gray diamond. That's our Euro blend.
Right.
But so before we let's touch every base here before we dive into blue and the new 1030. Real quick, what's black diamond?
Black diamond is basically our blue diamond with an added zinc package in it. So it's for non-DPF trucks.
Street strip.
Strip application. We can't have that DPF in there. There's too much zinc. It's going to clog up the DPF system. But it provides ultimate protection. So blue diamond, as we say, is like the best oil you can buy. Well, black diamond's really the best of the best oil you can buy.
Right, yeah.
But you have to have the proper application for it.
Exactly. So that's a PAO oil. So is this here. So some of the benefits of a PAO compared to a conventional semi-synthetic, even like you mentioned, some people out there are calling what's a full synthetic, but it's not really.
Right.
Compared to a PAO, which is going to have what kind of additional benefits?
So it doesn't go out of shear at all. So being that the molecules are exactly all the same size, it doesn't break down over time. So if you start with a 40 weight oil, you're going to end with a 40 weight.
Because a lot of times oils will shear out of grade, and then you're not getting the protection you really need.
Right, and that's one of the main parts of drain intervals. So with a blue diamond, we get extended drain intervals is the big benefit to it. Part of that comes from the shear resistance and also the oxidation resistance. So a PAO oil does not get into oxidation quite as fast.
Yeah, and when you're not oxidizing, that's preventing, you're not going to get those deposits built up throughout the system.
Correct. So to get the full benefit of a PAO oil, we'd actually go with a bypass filter like our Franz filter. With that, we'll filter the oil down to 2 microns as long as we can keep a PAO clean with a bypass filter.
Check.
And then we can monitor the TBN with a TBN test with your oil analysis.
That's it.
And then we'll add a TBN booster to it if we need to bring that detergency back up. So
There's kind of three steps to that, right? High quality oil, a PAO oil, monitor it for TBN, and then your bypass filter.
right.
And then you can run oil, as long as it's checking out in grade and comes back good on the analysis, you're good.
Right. So a couple things that might make you have to go to a different oil would be, if you got some water into the system
Right.
somehow, that would be one of them. The bypass filter will help some with taking some water out, but if it's excessive, we're not going to be able to fix that.
Right.
If you had some kind of failure of a component, you might be leaching something into the oil, and that's
Right.
when we'll have an issue as well. But
So
overall.
Roger asked, we mentioned black diamond and the high zinc and why that's for non-DPF. He's wondering about DPF applications, the best oil to use.
So the best oil to use if you got a diesel would be our blue diamond oil. And that would really take care of, again, it's the best of the best. You got a Group 4 oil base oil. It's got FR3 in it. It's got good CK4 package in it.
Yeah.
It checks all the boxes basically, and you should be able to run that for a really long time, even without a bypass filter. We will recommend that you do start monitoring it after, say, 10,000 miles,
Yeah.
see where we're at.
Do an oil analysis.
Do an oil analysis. We'll
You
see
know,
how far we can go.
One way I like to, sorry, I was just going to say,
Yeah.
one way I like to explain it without getting all nerdy, right? Talking about oxidation, shear stability, thermal stability, all this stuff. Just talk about a fortified oil. Like an oil that's super resistant to break down. That's just a simple way to put it. You're not going to find a more fortified oil, you know. But speaking of our 1030 here, we got a good question from Ronnie. He's asking about his 15 F-150 that takes a 520?
Well, we're not quite there yet,
We're not there yet.
but you can use a good quality oil and use our FR3 in it as well. So that's going to
That's
give
right.
you extra wear protection with the FR3. Also, we find some heat resistance because we're lowering that friction in there. We're
Yep.
not causing as much heat. Oil's going to last longer that way, and also a lot of wear resistance. So going to make that engine last longer for you.
So just buy a high quality full synthetic oil and then treat it with FR3 for your F-150 until we have a 520. That's going to be the best recommendation there.
Right.
All right, so we kind of covered some of the features, benefits of a PAO oil. Now, for those of you who don't know, we've already for quite some time now, we've had a 1540 and a 540 in the Blue Diamond line, full PAO, but now we have our new product, our 10W30. Why do we want a 1030?
Well, a lot of the newer trucks are going to a lower viscosity oil, so a 30 weight
Yep.
oil basically. So that was the reason behind it. We actually started with a 1540, which was the common oil for diesels for years and years and years. Like everyone had diesel, just to get 1540. Well, over time, some manufacturers for winter protection actually went to a 5W40, and now we got some going to a 10W30. So in the winter time, it flows like a 10, which means you got it flows kind of easily, not as difficult as a 30 weight. It's a little heavier oil actually.
Right.
So the higher the number, the thicker the oil is. That's the word I'm going for.
There you go.
And it doesn't flow quite as fast and easy. So so a 10W30 flows in the wintertime pretty freely as a 10. And then as it warms up, it gives you more wear protection and gets in and fills in everything. So you have some wear protection.
You know what's interesting about, you mentioned how OEMs are going towards a lighter oil, just like Ronnie in his F-150 that's taking a 520. A lot of times, there's multiple reasons, right? Smaller tolerances inside the engine, pressures from government regulations, EPAs to get the best fuel economy, and all that has to do with, ties into the oil that you run. But when you move down and weights of oil, you can sometimes sacrifice protection. I'm trying to think of a good analogy for that, but I don't have one, if you please.
But the other thing is, to get some of these efficiencies, a lot more vehicles are now turbocharged.
Yeah, right.
And FR3 and a good high quality oil are going to help with the resistance of burning oil stiction in those turbo bearings as well. And that's, I think, a really key component to having a good quality oil, especially in these newer vehicles. The tolerances, like you said, are just getting so tight anymore that there's not a lot of extra room for when oil does start to build up and drag.
Well, that's what's, as we move toward these lighter weights, our FR3 or our oil that's already got FR3 blended into, that's going to help with that wear protection. So you kind of, you're fully covered.
You are.
Terry, he's talking. He had a bunch of oil come in. It looks like 4-ounce EDT impressed the guy, and even put some FR3 in his 6.2 Raptor. There you go. Also sold the 540 Euro for 3 Porsches. So that's our gray diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the gray diamond. It's the Group 3 full synthetic, actually. And again, with the FR3 in it, really good. What it does is, unlike our green diamond oil, which is kind of similar, it's got a different additive package, not the CK4 package. They actually call it a mid-SAPS.
Yep.
Which is good for gas and diesel vehicles, a European standard.
Exactly.
Now, just because it does gas vehicles does not mean that it's emission safe for regular gas vehicles.
Right.
I do want to point that out.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking a super high quality oil, a blue diamond. Is this not for everybody? Are there only certain applications that I should be running oil like this, or is it good for anybody? I mean, talk to me about usage.
Well,
Who and where?
I think it really depends on what you're trying to get out of your oil and what are you doing. So if you're a guy that says, I'm going to change my oil every 5,000 miles no matter what, a blue diamond oil is probably not for you. You're wasting a lot of money. Run a green diamond, let it work through. You're going to drain it, good to go. If you want a little bit of extended drain interval, blue diamond's definitely for that application. Also, if you're doing a lot of hauling, heavy towing, or a lot of continuous operation. One thing we probably don't recommend it for enough is actually like a generator application.
Yeah, right.
Because there's a lot of generators that are on, they'll run 24/7. Constant.
Putting a lot of pressure and load on that oil.
Yes. So that constant load's definitely very tough on the oil for breakdown.
Yep.
So that's one application. Heavy construction equipment. One of my thing is ag equipment. It's a really good application for that, especially a guy that might run a lot of acres and he probably should do an oil change in the middle of harvest or planting.
You can't,
You're
right?
not,
You
you're
gotta
not, you
run.
don't have time to stop and do that. So put a good oil in like the Blue Diamond and let it run the whole time. If you think you're really running it hard, you could add a little bit of TBN booster to it as well. Or even the TBN booster is a good application for a guy that might be just pushing the limits a little bit of a green diamond type oil,
Right.
of a semi or full synthetic.
Kind of spike it off with TBN.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we didn't preface everybody. This is going to be a quick show, but before we wrap up on 1030, let's just real quick run through some of the benefits. If there's any lingering questions out there that haven't been touched on, maybe this will cover it. I know we've done some testing and we have some fuel economy info on, which is weird to think fuel economy and oil and how that relates, but we do see.
Well, it's absolutely because the FR3 and it's what the big, the big thing that's helping with the fuel economy. Obviously, good oil will provide less drag, will not break down as quick. It's going to be good for fuel economy over the long run. But the initial fuel economy gain we see is definitely from the FR3.
Just the efficiencies, right? More
Yep.
work being put to the right kind of output.
Yep. So improves fuel efficiency up to 3% we've seen, lowers oil consumption up to 78% over CJ4 oils,
Yep.
reduces wear 71% as well, improves power, improve oxidation, handles soot better.
Which is a big one.
It was a big one, yep. Reduces DPF plugging, reduces shearing, friction, reduces deposit formulation, and then just longer injector, turbo, and engine life in general because we got less wear and tear.
Exactly. That's it. That's kind of our quick, brief rundown. Again, our Blue Diamond oils, we now have 3. We have our 1030, our 1540, and our 540. They come in gallon bottles, and of course you could buy them in 5-gallon pails and bulk if you're running a fleet or something.
Yep. And if you got a garage, we sell a lot of garages that get the drums and totes as well.
That's it, yeah.
So.
And, check out our website. Go to hotshotseeker.com if you want to learn more. If you want to learn more on the black diamond or the green diamond, gray diamond. You mentioned generators. We even have a generator oil that's part of the RV line.
We do. And this would actually be a little better than the 1030 oil that was there because that's a Group
Right.
3 oil. If you had, for most RVs, they're going to run them for, maybe 48 hours over the weekend
Right,
or whatever.
yeah.
But if you had a standby generator or maybe you're powering, be great for someone that has irrigation pumps as well that run in fields. They'll run those for, days on end.
Yeah, right.
So again, another continuous duty application. So to go along with this, we also have a blog that got posted to the website yesterday. It goes with oil weight, explains how oil weight is calculated and why we have different weights and a little bit
Very
more
good,
about
yeah.
that. So if you want to learn a bit more about the oil weight system, explains what a winter weight is versus the standard weight, and great blog there on the website as well.
And shout out to Jeremy. He chimed in and said his Cummins is loving the 540 so far. It's weird because a lot of times if you change the oil in your vehicle, you usually don't notice anything. You're just changing oil. But we hear a lot of good feedback, especially for folks who monitor oil temps and general just your vehicle, how it runs. So
Right.
it's really cool to us when we have customers that try an oil and say, wow, I couldn't believe it, but I actually felt a difference.
Yeah,
It's pretty exciting.
absolutely.
So before we sign off, I think we have a video recapping. So we had a great year this year with Outlaw Diesel Super Series. We had a clean sweep, right? Every champion
Every class we had a champion.
ran Hot Shot Secret fluids from engine oil to trans fluid to gear, additives. So we're pretty excited about that. It was a hell of a year. I think ODSS just got their 2022 schedule out, so we'll be sharing that soon. But just we wanted to give a quick shout out to all the drivers that we work with, whether they won, took home gold or not. And I think we got a video just to kind of show these guys.
From all of us here at Hot Shot Secret, congratulations to the ODSS racers and performing a clean sweep of every class this year.